Welcome to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast, where it's all about getting real around all things coaching.
And what we know for sure is that what got you here won't get you there.
You can't see the spinach in your own teeth.
And finally, hang on, because this one's really deep. Once you realize that you are the traffic, everything makes complete and unadulterated sense.
Hey, Karen.
Hello, Jennifer.
We are at a new month and we're going to do something a little bit different. So as most of our listeners know, or maybe have been picking up what we're putting down, is that we have usually a theme for the month. And it's worked out really great. But it's interesting because we thought we were going to shake it up a little bit. And so for Christmas, one of the things that we got was an Unfuck Yourself calendar of the day. And each day it has a different quote by Gary John Bishop from the Unfuck Yourself book, right, Karen?
Correct.
Okay. So we thought, you know what, we're just going to pick out some of our favorites from the year and we're just going to riff a little bit about the different sayings. So that's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do, Barley.
All right. So the first one we picked, and now it doesn't matter what date it's from by any means, but we do love this saying, and we're going to talk about what it means to us so that you can think about what it means to you. And if you know why you're stuck and you're still stuck, that ain't it. Got that?
Yeah, why don't you read that again?
I will. If you know why you're stuck and you're still stuck, that ain't it. So let's talk a little bit about what this means. So obviously what he's saying is that, yeah, you sit there and go, oh my gosh, I'm so stuck because of X, Y, and Z, but you're still stuck, even though you think you know the answer. That's not the real reason you're stuck.
Correct. So here's an interesting thing about this too. And it's kind of funny, Jen, because I agree, right? If you know why you're stuck and you're still stuck, that ain't it. Or is it? Like, is the awareness of knowing that you're stuck and not doing anything about that stuck make it not stuck?
Well, I think that's a really good point, because they're saying that the awareness is you know why, but the fact that you're not doing anything about the why, but still complaining that you're stuck is the problem. Right? So you have to ask yourself, if you say, well, the reason I'm stuck is because A, B, and C, and you're choosing to not take action, why would you ever label it that you're stuck?
Exactly. And that's the brilliant part about it, right? You won't even say that you're stuck. Or would you say that you're stuck?
No, it would just be more of a truth, right? So
Yeah.
It's not something you would complain about, want to get out of, want to change. In theory, right? It would mean that I'm at choice of saying, yes, I know if I did X, Y, and Z, I could do something different, but I'm choosing not to. So therefore, it's a conscious choice. And then when you have the conscious choice, does that mean you're not stuck anymore? Or the other thing that's so interesting is when people have the awareness why they're stuck, they don't do anything to change it, and they still bitch about being stuck.
Right. And then that, and that's the part of that downward spiral that people just get so sucked into. And then at some point, right, it's just that it almost turns into so often like pity party for yourself.
Yeah. And it's so interesting. So then you have to say, okay, so you complain about being stuck and then you know why you're stuck, but you choose to not do anything about it. And usually it's because we have various thoughts that get in our way. It'll be too hard. I don't want to put forth that effort. What if so-and-so gets mad, right? I don't know how to do that thing. There's so many reasons that we start to rationalize or validate the reason that we're not moving forward, but they're basically just a mindset, right? And so if you know why you're stuck and you're not taking action, it either means you don't want to get unstuck or there's something else behind the awareness you've already found.
Yeah. And you know what this just makes me think of, Jen, while you were talking, is it change, right? Does the stuckness, like, it's almost like, are you happy in the stuckness? Because if you were unstuck, then that would cause you to have to change.
Oh, I would say 100%, right?
Right?
So anytime we feel stuck, we have to change something. We have to change our mindset. We have to change our actions. We have to change our belief systems. We have to change the way we approach things. Everything that we want to change requires some form of change that needs to happen. And so many times that we sit there and we think it's too hard. I don't want to. I'll never be able to maintain it. All the self-doubt comes into play.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that so often what happens is people get so stuck on the external things. Like, okay, wait, I need to go get a new job, or I need to move, or I need, I don't know, I need new friends, whatever that is. I need a new health routine. But the reality is that that's the external thing. But the way that you get unstuck and you actually start to change is by changing the way you see things, right? So changing your perspective. And hey, Jen, get this, shockingly enough, changing your thoughts.
I love it. Get this. I got that, Care. So here's our question to all of you. Where are you stuck? Why do you think you're stuck? And if you haven't gotten unstuck, what do you think it's really about? That's the big question.
And Jen, I'm going to just throw one thing out there before we wrap this one up. I think that whether you're stuck or whether you're a little bit of, I don't know, you're afraid of change, I think that people get stuck again with the what do I do? And the simple answer to that is just do something. Like do something, do anything. And just getting that motivation to make that change is going to start to help you, because action is really the effect and the cause, actually, now that I'm saying that, of motivation. So you've got to take action to get unstuck. You have to take action to change, but don't think about it. Just play the Nike commercial right here and just do it. You'll figure out whether or not it's the right thing or not the right thing by doing it, but you're only going to find out if you give it a shot.
Yeah. So I think the bottom line is, Care, if you feel stuck, it's because of you.
No, not because of me.
Not because of you, but because of them. Right?
Right.
I love it.
If you feel stuck, look in the mirror. That's the reason why you're stuck.
So speaking of which, as we wrap this up, Karen, why don't you tell everybody what my ringtone is when I call you? She all of a sudden drew the biggest blank of her life, and it's called Stuck Like Glue.
Oh, right. I didn't know what the name of the song was. I'm like, it's that country girl.
It is Sugarland. And it's Stuck Like Glue. And that plays every time I call Karen, which is super fun. So on that note, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast. Craving more in-depth discussions? Check out the Get Real Inner Circle with our no BS in-crowd of coaches.
Join live coaching discussions, breakdowns of coaching calls, and have some fun while you're at it.
You're going to want to go to kickstartyouredge.com/inner circle. It's time to get real.